The other thing you had said, I kind of wrote as a sort of a common theme here, and this is pointing the finger back at us men. I feel like a lot of, our desire to, again, going back to your blog in terms of the men's, the traditionally the man is outside earning money. Traditionally the woman's to keep taking care of the home front. Now that ratio is obviously shifting. We're talking about that balance and where it is. And I think that a better balance of that, getting out from underneath the societal, like, sort of stereotypes is a good thing for all of us, right? All of us. But some of the things that you had written, some of the things I had seen, it's like the men struggling for that balance, struggling to, you had said a couple times, the soul-sucking work hours, or the and the sort of this fear of being outmanned at work. Like, there's so many things, and I've gone through a lot of this stuff personally, and I've had to do a lot of self-reflection to figure out what's going on there. Can I blame, right, like, how much of that can I put back on myself and say, wait a minute, you got some insecurities, brother, you got to work on, because forget being outmanned at work. And because I think, and my overall question is, I guess what I'm getting at is, are there like underlying insecurities and other things we men can work on that would free us a little bit from the burden of worrying about being outmanned, worrying about missing work, worrying about getting that next promotion? Like, maybe it's okay. And because most of us are kind of okay, we're blessed enough, especially in this country, our family's eating, where there's no need, and I'm sure there might be someone's listening that's in this circumstance, but for the most part, we have food over on the table, we have shelter, we have a car or two, whatever, basically. So after that, are we truly trying to provide, and do we have to provide and feed our family, or is it a little bit of an ego and thing that we need to look ourselves in the mirror and say, hey, take it easy, relax. This is on you, brother. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a great question. And so it is on men in part to reimagine what it means to be a provider and a protector. You can provide income. You can also provide love and tenderness and attention to your kids. So there is a part of us as men that can really get pulled into that vortex of earning and provider anxiety. And I see it with what I call the more white collar athletes that I work. I use that term, white collar athletes, just to say that, like, they work in very demanding environments where it's hyper competitive, and like the heat is really turned up in a place like Wall Street, where you're constantly looking over your shoulder, making sure you're not getting outmanned, and then there's so much money involved that it amps up that competitiveness that a lot of men have, and the aggressiveness, and the self-reliance. So it's hard to get out of that, because you feel a guy will feel like a failure if they do that. That is on them in some ways, because you're right, at a certain point they have enough food on the table. Right. What's the extra income going to do for their family? So that's within them, right? And I think the onus is on men to rethink that and change that, and explore, like, what's deeply meaningful to you. What are we call in psychology, like, a freely chosen value, meaning that it's not a value that's externally put upon you. It's intrinsic. What's just deeply intrinsic, exactly. Meaning that so much of the culture in a place like Wall Street is extrinsically motivated. Money, esteem, status. And, like, that is, you inherit that. You take that in from the outside in. And I think if men can better think about, like, well, what do I deeply care about if I'm able to control, which is hard to do, for those factors? Well, I want to be present. I want to be lovingly present with the family. I want to see my kids grow up in a way that my dad didn't get a chance to see me grow up. I want to be creative too. I've never had a chance to, be a creative person. It's always about earning and making money and providing for family. Like, maybe I'll take some time off work, or I'll take a class doing painting, or I'll take tennis lessons. I don't know
Right.
what it is. Each person is different. So to me, it's like, it's that intrinsic motivation and finding the values that are freely chosen that I think men can look to find better paths and more healthy paths to work-life balance.
Right.
Then there's also the aspects that are not helping us, shall we say. Society still, if research shows a lot of younger people would prefer to be in a male breadwinner, female stay-at-home arrangement, right? So there's that pressure. There's a pressure that women still do, in a lot of cases, want to see men who can provide resources for their family. Like, that's attractive. That's sexually attractive to women. And I said that in my article too, that like, I don't have the answer to that question, Vinny. I wish I did, like how to reconcile that.
That is no doubt from what I've known. Again, I guess I'm not certified to say this, but that is completely evolutionary based, right? If you had a man that was powerful, strong, had resources, you were going to survive. You and your surrounding tribe would be better. I've never seen any data to the contrary that I found valid. But so again, they get to the biology. So there is something there still.